Okay, here we go then. The last race of the day, it's all to play for. Race 2, it all comes down to the next 14 laps. And away they go. Now, and there's Darren spinning out as well. Darren, there's contact there, push Kieran wide. Oh, but he's gone off. What's going on? Shane's also there in the BMW. Oh, nearly loses it. Kieran's going to have to slow down. No, he's gone too much. It's Josh here, and he is leading. This is fantastic for Josh. Oh, a bit of a love tap. And Josh, oh my God, who's going to take it? I think it's Darren. I think it's going to be Rob. Rob gets it. He's actually on the grass. This isn't good for Tom. And he's made the move. Look at that. Through Eau Rouge. Oh, that's Mike. Mike's gone off. Oh, Craig sideways. Big time. Is it going to be enough? No, Sam takes it and takes the title ahead of Tom. Here is your reverse grid for race 3 here at Mount Panorama Bathurst. On pole position is the KTEC Racing Subaru WRX of Kieran Thomas next to Stephen Heath in the other Subaru WRX. On row 2 is the two Nissan GTRs of Harry Cook and Mike Kuipers. Row 3 we've got Mark Nichol and Renault Megane, and of course we've got Darren Parker in the first of the Parker Racing Renault Meganes. Row 4 we've got Josh Hardy in the Renault Megane, and we've got Craig Kellett in the Nissan GTR for Elite Racing. Row 5 Joe Burrows in the Mazda Atenza and Sam Parker in the second of the Renault Meganes for Parker Racing. And at the back row of the grid we've got Craig Kellett in the Nissan GTR for Elite Racing and Tom Foster at the KTEC Subaru WRX. Okay, race 3, reverse grid, the sun is down and the headlights are on. Kieran is on the front row of the grid with Stephen, and away they go. The two Subarus get away fairly evenly. Kieran's got the inside though, so most probably, oh, well, there's a bit of contact, but it's a good start and it's fairly even for everyone else as well. As they all rush past. On board with Mike, and as you can see there's very little that you can see other than the lights from the cars and the dust that kicks up from the grass as well. So Josh on the inside of Harry there, and I think Harry's spun round, so Harry's out. Let's find out what's going on with Harry. Yep, unfortunately Harry has been spun, so we can have another little look at that and find out what happened with Josh and Harry. Let's have a look here with Harry and find out what happened between him and Josh. I think it was just a bit of push and shove. He's gone wide a little bit there, and then Josh is on his inside. Harry's gone into the wall and has actually spun out. Yep. Let's go on board with Harry, who's behind Heathy in second. Yeah, there's a bit of contact there, and yeah, just pushed into the wall. The wall's just spun him out. So on board with Craig. Most definitely will be looking to get a win, as he's not had one today, and this is unusual for Craig. Not to say that he should have a win every time, but it's definitely something he's a prolific for winning. So on board with Heafy, and there is Darren in front. And that's Josh hitting the gravel, the grass. He's managed to stabilise himself and get back on the track. I think everyone's there. Oh, that's Mike. So Mike's had an off. I'm not sure what happened with Mike. So let's have a little look and find out what happened to Mike, because it looked like he might have gone into the tyre wall. So that's the second time Mike's been off there. So not good for Mike. Let's have a look and find out what happened with Mike here. Oh, he's caught the grass. Oh, look at the big air. Massive air for Mike. Had a big contact with the tyre wall. Wow, massive contact for Mike. Let's have a look on board here. He's actually pushing for the lead here, and it's just caught him out. It's hard to slow down on the grass, and he's got the air. Oh, there's the contact. So Craig is leading. Can you believe it? Literally said just about a few minutes ago, Craig will look to take the lead. Most definitely. Kieran now down to third, and he's got Heathy on his left hand side. I think Heathy has actually gone behind him now. Kieran goes wide. That's allowed Heathy in front. So he's got Darren on the back end of him now. Kieran really struggling here. Contact with Josh. Was it Josh? Maybe Darren. Sorry. It's hard to see with the colours. But let's go on board with Sam. Sam, who's behind Kieran now and looking to get past. Look at that. Sam is flashing those lights just to get past. Oh, contact with the walls. So further down, there's Harry and Rob, Mark, Joe and Tom. On board with Tom. You see Tom barely see anything there. So further up, as the front runners come through, Darren is now in third. Craig is leading. We've got Darren, Heathy. And there's Rob on the back end. Oh, Rob has hit Harry, I think. But I think he's going to potentially let him pass. And that's Mark. So Mark is off again. Both Mike and Mark struggling here. So I don't know whether that's Mark and anyone else. Oh, that's Joe. Joe's slowing down. So was Joe involved? That'll be interesting to look at. Let's have a look at the replay and find out what happened there between potentially Joe and Mark when Mark went off. Let's watch Mark and find out what happened here between Mark and potentially Joe. Joe was behind him, look. Joe's outbraked himself. Big contact there. Both of them go off. Mark's in the gravel, facing the wrong way. And so that's why Joe slowed down to let Mark back past. On board with Joe, and it wasn't too close to Mark here. I think he's just gone way too quick. Look, there it is. Yep. And that was it. Game over. So unfortunately it was Joe who went into the back of Mark. Mark now down to 11th and again struggling on those tyres. Mike is behind Tom now. Mike is on the softs and Tom is on the hard tyres, so Mike needs to get past Tom. Tom looking a little unsettled on those hards, just getting to grips with them. As you see, the amount of dust that's kicked up by those cars and lit up by the light, and there you can see straight away. So this little pack here is now between Rob, Harry, Tom and Mike, and Rob's gone into the wall. Harry's gone into the wall. Oh, Harry's gone into the wall big time. So does Rob, and Tom and Rob now are side by side. Mike gets Tom a bit of a tap and Rob goes into the wall there, so a little bit of a kerfuffle. And there's Harry. Oh, nearly on contact with Rob, and they're all nearly going off. So Kieran down to 6th now. Kieran really struggling with Bathurst. He was on the front row, and unfortunately he's not made a great deal out of being on the front. He's just been pushed down. Josh in 2nd, so this is good for Josh. Darren in 3rd, Sam in 4th. So the two Parker brothers again working together and could push to get onto the podium. So on board with Harry as Tom and Mike fight. Oh, a bit of a wide one there from Tom. Oh, Tom, who's actually slightly pushed Mike, and Harry pushes Tom back into play. Harry looking a lot quicker than Tom round here, but it will slow you down unless you take a big risk of trying to overtake amongst all the twists, the turns and the walls. Harry flashing his lights a lot. I think he wants to get past. Oh, but he's hit the wall. It's a bit of a shame for Harry, and he's now got Rob behind him, so an opportunity for Rob to see if he can get past. And Rob runs wide a little bit again. He did that last lap. Mike is behind Kieran now, so they caught up with Kieran, and this is an opportunity for Kieran to get past. Mike to get past Kieran. And there's Tom, who's close behind as well. So the two K-Techs are fairly close together. Mike trying to get past there, but Kieran stays ahead. Heathy is just behind Sam. A little way to go, and Josh has lost 2nd to Darren. So now Sam is on Josh's back, and Darren is on his way to see if he can get ahead of Craig. A little way to go. This is good for Heathy as well, on his own in 5th. And the battle here going on between... Oh, Tom goes wide. It's the wall. Not the worst scenario, though. Joe down in last place, unfortunately. There is Darren. So Darren is potentially looking quite close to Craig here, but still a bit of a way to go. The laps are counting down. The laps are long. They're 2 minutes long, just over 2 minutes. And as they come down the straight, down the hill and out of the mountain section, they head towards starting lap 6. There's Josh and Sam, so on board with Sam then. Look at the speed. It's a great speed that the slipstream provides Sam, and he's hit the gravel. Is it going to make him spin? Wow. Sam gets away with that. I mean, he's off on the grass, but how he gets away with that, I don't know. That's going to slow him down a little bit. On board with Tom. Mike is in front, and looks like he's going to try and get past Kieran. Mike has got another opportunity. He did this last time and he was on the inside, but it didn't work. So Kieran still stays ahead, on board with Mike. And Mike's got the slipstream here, so he could overtake Kieran. He's got a great chance here, up on the inside. still not quite happened. Down further down is Harry, and now Rob is fighting with Mark. So contact, but the two continue. And look at this. Well, contact there. So this is really kicking off between Mike, Kieran and Tom. Oh, Tom hits the wall slightly, so it slows him there. Mike looks like he could get away from Kieran now. So the two K-Tech Subarus are fighting for 7th and 8th now. And that Kieran looks like, yeah, oh, Mike's gone off. So Mike is now there with Tom. So Tom's got ahead of Mike. Into 7th, Mike drops down. Let's check out the rest of the race. Heathy still on his own in 5th, and look at this, Sam is right on the back end of Josh now. Oh, sparks coming off of Josh's car as he hits the wall. Slightly scrapes it, but down into the slow left-hander. And it's up as a kick to the right and another kick as they go further up, back down again to the left, and then this is where it gets like a roller coaster, down to the left again. A slight hump in the road there. That's where people run wide into the gravel, and then it's the downhill section, the small chicane with the exit. And there's a left, right, and then eventually they'll all come to the hairpin there and floor it on the way down to the bottom end. There's Heathy. So Darren now on the back end of Craig. Could Darren spoil Craig's night and get ahead so that Craig doesn't take a win away from Bathurst here? The two title protagonists have been together for most of the season, fighting it out fairly. And even here, they're fighting between them. Josh runs wide, so that's allowed Sam to get past. Josh down to 4th. Heathy's not too far behind in 5th. And there's Kieran and Tom and Mike. So there were three-way down through that corner there. So it's still going on between these guys. A bit of a contact there between Tom and Kieran. And Tom's now got Harry on the back end of him. So Harry gets past Tom, but runs a little bit wide. He's staying on the outside. I think Harry's got him, and it definitely looks like it. Yep. But is he going to hit the wall? No. So Harry's up to 8th now. Tom down to 9th, and Kieran is gapping a little bit, as Mike as well. So Mike is up to further up on his own now. Mark is ahead of Rob, and actually Joe is ahead of Rob. Oh, contact there with the wall. Rob seems to be struggling on the hards here. A great podium in race 2. Oh, contact there with the wall. Tom on the back end of Harry again. And that's Kieran and Mike going off again. So Harry contact with Tom, but Tom only runs a little bit wide. It's not too bad. Oh, that's Kieran. So Kieran unfortunately now behind Tom. Oh, contact again. So Kieran really struggling here and losing places even more so, down to 9th behind Tom. They're on their final lap. Harry now trying to catch up with Mike, but Mike, as I say, has got a bit of a gap. So there's Heathy, who looks like he might have caught up with Josh a bit. It's not quite enough, I don't think. So Darren's ahead of Craig now. So as I said, Darren has spoiled Craig's night with that overtake. So it looks like Craig may not get a win tonight. Josh still in 4th, Heathy 5th, Mike 6th, Harry 7th, Kieran and Tom are 8th and 9th, Mark, Joe 10th, 11th, 12th is Rob. But for the last time here at Bathurst at the end of the night race, it looks like Darren Parker will take another win just ahead of Craig Keller in the Nissan. Darren takes the win, 2nd for Craig. Here comes Sam. He's done well, worked hard, and he's going to take a podium position. Sam takes 3rd for Team Parker Racing. A good 4th for Josh, unlucky not to get a podium. Heathy quite lonely but strong 5th, and now for 6th and 7th is Harry and Mike. So it looks like Mike has lost out to Harry. So Harry Cook will take 5th ahead of Mike in 6th ahead of 7th for Mike. 8th is Tom. So Tom has got ahead of Kieran. Where's Kieran then? So Joe has actually got ahead of Mark. There's Mark. And Kieran's going to take 11th. So even further down, a struggle for Kieran, taking 11th. And Rob will take 12th at the back of the grid. Our night race then for race 3 at Bathurst was won by Darren Parker, just ahead of Craig, and a good 3rd for Sam, which means a great double podium for Team Parker Racing. Josh takes 4th, Stephen takes 5th, Harry 6th, Mike was 7th, Tom was 8th, Joe was 9th, Mark was 10th, and Kieran, Rob finished at the back in 11th and 12th, as Gary unfortunately didn't start the race. What this means then for the title going into Spa with just 2 rounds left of season 2, Craig is on 395, Darren on 318, Mike is still 3rd, 270, Tom is only 5 points now behind with 265, so a fight for 3rd getting interesting between Mike and Tom. Up into 5th goes Josh with 244, just 2 points ahead of Mark, so Mark's dropped again down to 6th. Sam comes up 240, so just 2 points behind Mark in 7th, so a 3-way tussle for the mid-pack there. In 8th is Rob with 183, Kieran is 264 in 9th, just 1 point ahead of Stevens, so Stevens moving up still. 11th is Harry, 159, Joe 138, Gary's on 81 as he didn't score, and then Chris and James don't score for not racing. In the teams, 673 to Elliot, Parker 632 after another double podium, so Parker are now catching up a little bit to Elliot, and with the double points offered for Brands Hatch, it could be interesting. K-Tech's just too far behind now, 546, but you never know. In the independents, Mike is still leading by 11 points now to Mark, so this is where it's going to go towards Spa. Mark on 350, Josh on 322, Harry on 258, Stephen on 242, Joe on 199, Gary on 130, and Chris and James still on 57 and 34. Thank you very much for watching us here at Bathurst for round 8 of the FeckWrest Touring Car Online Championship. My name is Tom and you've been watching me commentate. We look forward to seeing you at Spa for round 9 as we go into the final stages of season 2 of the FeckWrest Online Touring Car Championship. We'll see you then. Thank you.